Hi all, my name is Thomas Williams and welcome to an introduction to the People's Club. And this is our vision. This presentation will present a new way forward, not only for THI members and the People's Club, but will present a new way of operating, again, not only in business, but more importantly, in general life also. For too long now, the old system or model, as we call it, has failed us all, whereby everything is ran by and for the benefit of the few. The People's Club is designed to change all of life's wrongs by changing people's mindsets into a better way of thinking, acting in a better way, and reshape what it means to be human. A human in our image, not theirs. Humans currently are not working, living, playing, or acting the way we should be. We have all had our lives turned upside down, extended outwards instead of inwards, and all the world's ills are because of the blame culture. And at this point, you will all point fingers in various directions of who is to blame, and ultimately it will all end up pointing at each other, and that has to stop. In essence, that is dissolving your own responsibility. You are the problem, but you are also the solution. You are the savior of your own life and can help others save and improve their lives. So what we are creating here is a new way of operating based on caring and sharing, need, not greed, based in personal responsibility, based on we all thrive, not just the few. An end to the corporate companies where all the cream goes to the top, of which they just collect it, and to change it to where the cream is shared equally amongst everyone. Where we went wrong. Nothing in life on all levels now works in any way, shape or form, be it business, markets, banking, government, hospital, police, military or social services. Why? Because it was designed that way. And it's our vision and responsibility to change them all for the benefit of the all, not for the few. Life currently is all about existing or getting by, paycheck to paycheck. It was not meant to be this way at all. We are living in a way that is anti-life, that discourages personal development of the self, destroys soul development, dissolves personal responsibility, and real learning and development of our species. All of us have been educated to believe this is the way things are meant to be. Wrong thinking. It was not the way it was supposed to be. It is an anti-life program. So if we are going to change that, why would we continue with a model that clearly by now, most people have realized it just doesn't work anymore on every level of society? All of us have neglected our own responsibilities in life. Our food, money, water, energy, and way of life is dictated by what people think is by the government. That's wrong thinking again. The government is run by hidden hands at every turn, who I call the harvesters. They harvest everything and leave the people like some live Hunger Games episode fighting over the scraps. We produce enough food to feed 3 Earths each year, and yet over 3 billion don't have enough food. Does that make any sense? We spend billions a year to build pipelines and transport oil, yet so many don't have fresh, clean water. We have 2 billion people on this planet who don't have access to a toilet. 1.3 billion who don't have electricity. And yet there are vast sums of money floating around, people with multiple zero-based accounts, while so many go without. That tells me society doesn't care enough, and we are all responsible for allowing that by not caring enough for others. We at THI and the TPC will strive to address that problem head on, and we are seeking as many of the like-minded people as possible with the same drive that is not self-oriented, but service to others. We have to start caring for our fellow man, regardless of which colour or country they are from. Apart from genetics, we are not that much different. Your government, no matter how bad it is not the problem. All of them are not governments to begin with. All of them are corporations designed to take money off the people and give it to the select few. Your governments are not run by politicians, but hidden elements in societies who dictate policy, designed to keep us all under their control, that stifles development and life on all levels. The problem lies with us. We were too content to sit back and let them and others take responsibility for us. And we have not done enough to become self-sufficient or personally responsible for our own lives, never mind others. That was a lazy-based model of non-inclusive. We just let the system run it for us. And I think by now, many of you listening to this clearly recognize this hasn't worked out too well for us all. So how can we change that? Well, the first thing, we have to learn to start thinking again, thinking for ourselves, thinking for us, and then practice what we preach. A lot of our thinking mindset is based on what we are told, not what we think. We make statements without realizing what we're saying, or if it has wider implications. A lot of what we know is based on assumptions, but assumptions and logic are not fact or truth. And this has come at great cost to us all in all walks of life. We assume teachers, medical experts, professionals, and politicians know what they're doing. But a basic common sense analysis renders those assumptions as pure folly. Take, for example, a doctor or a nurse. You assume they know that what they are doing, particularly when they're giving us vaccines, potions, and pills. But if you ask any doctor or nurse what are in these vaccines, potions, or pills, very few will be able to answer your valid question. If they do answer, you could ask, how certain are they of the company who manufactured the prescribed doses know what they're doing? Have they tested it extensively to prove to you, the doctor or nurse, it is safe to administer these vaccines, potions, or pills to their patients? The answer is no. Because they, like us, assumed they were. And this applies in all walks of life, because people have forgotten to ask the questions, forgotten to think for themselves, and all too content to let others think and act for them. Of course, this has an added bonus for people to do that. They dissolve their own responsibility for it. Again, that is wrong thinking and why life no longer works anymore. Because they assume the person in their post knows what they're doing, Subsequently, the responsibility is then passed on to the next person, when actually the real responsibility lies with you. And the great question to all who will listen to this is life working for the benefit of the all? And the answer is a resounding no. It's actually not working for anybody, including those who have lots of money or materialistic items. It may look like they're doing well because society has created a false value-based system of what it means to prosper in life. But it's all a mask of illusion. That perceived better lifestyle comes at a great cost to many others on this planet. Those people who have all the falsely created value of life, of obscene wealth, are they happy? Externally, yes. Internally, no. They are shallow versions of what it means to be human. Life is about creativity, learning and experiencing and growing. And the old and current system is the antithesis of life. It is anti-life and has no value. Pieces of paper with numbers on are not the real value. That is the illusion. Real value is you and your life force energy. And it's something we have badly forgotten and something that clearly has to change. And that will not be achieved by repeating the old ways. You often hear, I have a better house, better shoes, bags, cars, clothes, jobs, more money, etc. All of it just fed off the old energy harvesting system. And what is worse is we did this to the people in our own circle. Why are we competing with our own friends and loved ones over materialistic items? Life is about how happy you are internally, not externally. How healthy you are, how much you care for each other. That system created an abhorrent system of the haves and have-nots, class distinctions, special bloodlines, hierarchy structures, all of which worked against us, including the so-called elites. All of us were pawns in a higher stake game that only a very few knew existed. So what are the solutions? We all have to ultimately create a new way of operating in all walks of life. We have been educated, not taught. Educated means training animals. We're not animals. They may think that we are, but we're not. In a system that was designed to fail, even for the so-called elites of this world, we have to start again in terms of how we interact with each other. End all the isms and ists, all of them were divide and conquer programs. Unhook from the program of competitive and comparative mindsets inherent to us all. Everybody on this planet is entitled to and should have the 5 basics in life as a matter of human principle, and that is clearly not the case. The old system created that, and we all went along with it, largely with an I am all right, Jack attitude. We ignore the homeless because they are perceived as lower class than us. Wrong thinking. They are us. And most people are only 1 or 2 paychecks away from becoming that model. The 5 basics are housing, plenty of good food, clean water, energy and clothing. They are all anyone needs in life to then be able to thrive in life. The majority of people on this planet do not have those 5 basics in life. The ones that do, to those people who haven't, we are living like royalty to their perspective. And yet too many people who have those 5 basics are spending too much of their life and time just to keep them. That is not living. That is existing. And that has to change for the all. The cooperative way. I've mentioned in several shows of a cooperative business model, so I thought I would lay it out here for people to absorb and hopefully take on board. A different way of running a business, because let's be honest, without cheating, stealing and lying, all other business models failed. They were designed to. That was part of the harvesting system. 44% of corporate companies survive. Less than 1 in 2. And yet the cooperative model has an 88% success rate. And the object of this is to provide the base model of a cooperative business model. And the plan is to place it on the website and present it to the public. But this is not just a business model, it is a social and psychological proposal and a damage reversal proposal to reverse the damage done to us all and chart a new path forward for the future of humanity. This will all be revealed in part 2 of these broadcasts. It will be a learning tool for all the THI groups to discuss and get familiar with. And once that is done, and you've all grasped and understood the intentions and goals behind it, we can move on to the next stage. We can set up several smaller groups in different exercises to provide the building blocks to go forward. And once the base is completed, I am then hoping we can accommodate all in THI in some way going forward. Essentially, you will all become the teachers of the information to then disperse it outside of the People's Club as the way showers of a new way for humanity to be, and also how it all works. Our message will be supported by the base package for the website. We have created several groups on Facebook and MeWe that are for America by the state, and also various country groups around the world as well. To find those groups on either social platform, media platform, is type in the search engine THI and the name of the country or state, either on Facebook or MeWe, and then request to join only the state or country you reside in. You will be asked within your own state to list your skill sets. This is to find out where your skill sets will be useful and to fit in with the projects or companies being funded by the People's Club. You will be asked, as it is an all equal based group, to provide your ideas and input into your state or country calls that are set up by that group. All are equal is a must. Groups being ran by 1 or 2 people is the old way, not the new way. Now, currently Americans have their own foundation called the People's Club, but the eventual idea is to have the People's Club in every country globally. There are two main sites connected to this. One, thepeoplesclub.org, which is where this presentation and future presentations will be coming up and will be seen on that website. And two, thinkdifferent.thepeoplesclub.org. From there, you will also be able to donate towards the People's Club should you wish to participate in it. Now, currently, we are running our own funding for helping people within the THI group, and I came up with the solution for how to fund or help many things by the people participating in it themselves. This is a hand up, not a handout. That plan was for all the people in THI and beyond, their friends and family and wider circle, to send a minimum of $1 per week or $1 per month. After the PayPal fees, this equates to 68 cents going to the People's Club. Now, eventually, there will be a direct pay to the bank of the People's Club implemented. But imagine 100 million Americans putting in $1 per week. That equates to roughly $700,000 a week. That is then going to the people in various ways of helping them or whatever help is required. It can support businesses, it can support organic farms, the homeless, keep people in homes, improve people's lives, all of which encourages growth. Your $1 or more is a paying forward process, as that $1 or more will all be going to the people. So unlike the millions of dollars each week that goes to the lottery and only the few win, every dollar helps us all to win. That's the difference. This will not be a foundation to enrich the lives of those who run it. You will not be seeing the directors earning multi-$100,000 salaries here. All will be way below $100,000 a year. Like I said, need, not greed. This is not the same model as all the other charities and foundations who say they are charity-based whilst flying around first class, driving expensive vehicles and earning salaries that are 5 to 10 times more than the average salary. That is not charity. That is greed. We plan to be completely different. This group is not about me or the other directors. It's about you, all of you. It is called the People's Club for a reason, a group run by the people, for the people. For too long now, we have not taken full responsibility for our own lives and projects or plans for our benefit, and this group can change that. They collected our funds, which then went in an anti-clockwise in terms of energy and was just siphoned off of us. And very little or nothing came back to the people. The very people who provided the funds through their life force energy in terms of labor. This group wants our funds to go in a clockwise paying forward motion that ultimately we will all gain back the energy we put in it. It's a win-win. $1 a week or more, or $1 a month or more. And we will guarantee it will help the good causes and the people only. Where the funds go will in most cases be decided by you all via a voting system that we will try and involve as many of you as possible. Go out into your communities, send them to thepeoplesclub.org to hear our message, and encourage them to sign up for an automatic payment via the thinkdifferent.thepeoplesclub.org site. And let's really get this ball rolling until the bigger funds come out. The long-term objective is to build the People's Club into a brand. Instead of being branded as cattle like the old system, we create our brand in our image. So the People's Club is about us and creating a new way of life and living how we wish to see it. Think and act different is the way forward. Repeating the old ways did not and will never produce a society and planet to be proud of. It will fail like all the other fake empires. The days of controlling us are over. Now we have an opportunity to rebuild a better world for us all. So purchase your ticket. It's only $1 or more a week, or $1 or more a month. And let's get the Freedom Train out of the station and rolling quickly around the world. Your contribution makes you a shareholder, not in the old sense of owning something or someone, but the new way of becoming a holder of sharing. Sharing and caring for others starts with you. Thank you. This has been the message of the People's Club. My name's Thomas Williams.